Dear students, in this video lecture we are going to cover Python variables, expressions and statements. In this video lecture we are going to cover what is variable, how to declare and use a variable, how to redeclare a variable, how to concatenate a variable, how to delete a variable, how to create global scope, local scope variables, keywords, statements and expressions, Python operators, very important one, and how to declare Python identifiers and literals. You got my point? First one is variable. Of course, variable means varies. It's keep on changing. You got my point? Variables are nothing but reserved memory locations to store values. This means that when you create a variable, you reserve some space in memory. Okay, whatever the thing that is in the computer, obviously it occupies some memory. You got my point? The memory is important. You got my point? Allocating some memory to the corresponding thing is very important. Based on the data type of variable, the interpreter allocates memory and decides what can be stored in the reserved memory. You got my point? Based on the data type of variable, the interpreter allocates the memory and decides what can be stored in reserved memory. Variables and keywords. Variables names can start with letter or underscore but not with numbers. Very important point. Keywords cannot be used as variables. That means these are the reserved words. Reserved words where you cannot be able to reuse in your program. You got my point? False, class, continue, def, from, global, not, or, pass, like that. You have 31 reserved keywords in Python. Assigning values to variables, like this is a Python ideally example window. You got my point? Counter is equal to 100. It is an integer assignment. Miles 1000.0 floating point. Name John some string. You got my point? Assigning by using assignment operator. Same way we can able to get the type of variable by using type. Just a type before the corresponding variable name. Type variable name. Type variable name. You got my point? Based on that one you will get the corresponding data type. Class int, class float, class string. You got my point? These are the data types. Of course in Python every data type is also a class. Of course we will go through later. Redeclare a variable. That means here it is x is equal to 10 and we are getting value is 10 and we are redeclaring the same x with the Rama. That means it contains some string over here. You got my point? Very important point is here the memory allocation to the x is completely different from here the memory allocation to this variable. You got my point? Though it looks same x over here, but the memory allocation is based on the data that we want to store in the corresponding variable. You got my point? Let's see, of course, concatenate a variable. Let's see whether you can concatenate different data types like string, number together. Of course, you have examples over here. A is equal to focus, B is equal to 40, A plus B. Of course, first one is focus, after that one is number, which you cannot convert a number to string. You got my point? But you can convert, but you can do like this. This is nothing but type conversion. You got my point? By mentioning explicit type conversion is nothing but type casting. If at all it is done implicitly, that is nothing but type coercion. If it is done explicitly, that is nothing but type casting. You got my point? Here it is focus plus 40 and we have another one where you can mention like B plus A, where you can able to print 40, after that one focus. You can try that example as well. Delete a variable. How to delete? By using a del keyword, del command. You got my point? Same way global variable and local variable. Of course, so while creating some functions, you will have some variables within the function, that is nothing but local variable, and you have some variables that are outside the function. That is nothing but global variable. This can be accessed from anywhere. But here it is only local. It is local f. It is global f. Got my point? Of course, that is the explanation over there. There is a thing called scope. Scope is nothing but scope tells us the accessibility. This f can be accessible over here or not. Here, this f is confined to this space only, this function only. You got my point? This function only. You cannot access this f outside this function, because you declared over here itself. But this f variable can be accessed anywhere because it has some scope from here onwards. You got my point? Once the function call is over, the local variable f is destroyed at line 12. When we again print the value of f, it displays the value of global variable f is equal to 101. If at all you print this f over here, it is going to get this one, and here it is 101. Okay, a statement is an instruction that the Python interpreter can execute. We have seen two kinds of statements like print and assignment. Print and assignment. Print and assignment. Same way we have expression is nothing but a combination of values, variables and operators. Values, variables, values, variables and operators. Combination of all this is nothing but expression. Operators and operands. Operators, of course you know operators. This plus is the operator. And A and B and C are operands. Of course you have different operators available in Python. Plus, minus, star, modulo, same way division, truncation. Of course these are unary plus, unary minus, bitwise negation, exponentiation, boolean or and element of in. You got my point? Same way less than, greater than, like that. You got my point? Bitwise or, bitwise and XOR, shift operators, right shift and left shift. You got my point? When more than one operator appears in expression, the order of evaluation depends on the rules of precedence. Very, very important one. Of course, there is a thing called PEMDAS. Based on that, the corresponding evaluation, order of evaluation is going to done in a given expression. PEMDAS means parenthesis, exponentiation, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. Multiplication, division have same precedence, and addition, subtraction has same precedence. Mentioning multiplication before division does not mean that it has more precedence than division. Very, very important point. Identifier is the name given to the entities like class, functions, variables, etc. Actually, these are the things where the program developer has its own way of creating variables, so that the program can be read easily. You got my point? And read and understand easily by mentioning those names, those function names, variable names, and all those things with the relevant names. By placing relevant names, that will increase the readability and understandability of the program. You got my point? It helps differentiating one entity from one another by getting different names. Identifiers can be combination of letters in lowercase and uppercase and underscore, 0 to 9 underscore, but it does not start with a number. Cannot start with a digit. Keywords cannot be used as, that means reserved words. Keywords means reserved words. We cannot use special symbols like these symbols. You got my point? Python literals. Of course, string letters, numeric letters, string letters with literals is nothing but constants. Same way types of strings like single line string, multi-line string. You got my point? Multi-line string. You can see that this is the way of creating multi-line string. triple apostrophes. You got my point. Numeric literals, of course, int, long, float, complex, boolean, special literals. You got my point. Literal collections. We have collections, very important Python. Tuples, lists, dictionary. Of course, we have separate video lecture on each and every one. Tuple, lists, dictionary, and basic fundamentals regarding this list is contained items of different data types. List are mutable and modifiable. Mutable means modifiable. List is synonymous to your array. You got my point? Same way tuple. Tuple is a sequence of immutable Python object, that means not modifiable. Once declared, it is almost like constant. You cannot change it. Same way Python dictionary is an unordered collection of items, while other compound data types have only value as an element. A dictionary has key value pair. In dictionary, key value pair is there. In a list and tuple, only one value is there as a single element, but in dictionary, in a given element, there is a key and value pair. You got my point? Same way lists. Of course, there is some basic introduction of lists. Contain items of different data types. Lists are mutable, that means modifiable. Lists can be represented by using array braces. This is nothing but slicing by using slice operator. You got my point. The plus sign is the list concatenation and star for repetition. Of course, you can see that this is nothing but slicing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You got my point. From 1 onwards up to 3. Of course, you can see we have some separate lecture on this list tuple dictionary. Tuple is a sequence of immutable objects. You can see that there is a array braces over there, but here it is function braces. Here it is function braces. Very important point. Tuple. In dictionary there is a curly braces, and here 1 colon 1. You got my point? 2 colon 3 colon. Key value pair. You got my point?